Welcome to Monday, July 15th, 2024, this Day Weather Podcast, being brought to you by Wyoming State Parks. Why wonder about the outdoors in Wyoming? Explore the statewide interactive outdoor recreation wonder map to find your next adventure. High pressure has been dominant and will be dominant. It's just not going to be as strong, as high pressure is going to weaken a little bit. This will lead to not only temperatures being a little cooler, not a lot, but a little cooler. We're also going to see the subtropical moisture that's underneath the high pressure ridge now lead to showers and thunderstorms. Now, we've been in a pattern lately where showers and thunderstorms have been popping up, but they haven't been really good rain producers. That'll change as the subtropical moisture is deepening across the west. So be ready for thunderstorms. Really, this is a daily occurrence, and this is going to happen in the mountains. This will happen on the plains, this will happen on the western slope, and even into the desert states. But you know how thunderstorms are. One day you'll get wet, you'll go the next 5, you won't get a drop, but they're going to be out there. And as we've seen with the smoke and haze, the past week has produced a lot of lightning-triggered fire activity, and that'll certainly be a concern, but hopefully these better rain-producing thunderstorms will be helping. Speaking of those thunderstorms, putting on quite a lightning show over the last couple of evenings, going back to this past weekend. Lightning being picked up by some cameras during the evening hours especially, or after sundown. There's another shot there by Trent of the lightning bolt coming down there, as you can see. Great mammatus clouds in the Black Hills of South Dakota. So in all the heat, we have had showers and thunderstorms enough to cool us off a bit in the late afternoon and evening hours. Now, we have not shown this map yet. Here we are all the way into the middle of July, so it's good it's waited this long. But here's the smoke map across North America. So you can see fire activity that has picked up over the last week has produced some smoky, hazy conditions across the Intermountain West up into central and western areas of Canada. So we're kind of into that time of year, especially with this heat wave and that dry lightning, the thunderstorms that produce the lightning but little rain, has certainly caused things to flare up. And that also gives some great opportunities for some great photos, as that smoke can add a lot of color to sunrises and sunsets and activity across, especially these last 2 shots across northern Wyoming, where the smoke has been rather thick. The Pinedale area, after a thunderstorm went on through, smoke and haze putting a lot of color in that sunset there in Sublette County. Down in southwest Colorado, still see some snow on the higher mountain peaks there, but you can see the building cumulonimbus cloud right here, so western slopes got some moisture to deal with as well. And we'll see that in the coming week. The high pressure ridge today going to be a little bit weaker, centered over northwest New Mexico. Northwest winds aloft now, kind of pushing into the northern plains. So this is actually this flow pattern, as you'll see here in a moment. The heat will be in the west, but the nation's midsection is actually going to see temperatures a bit below average, as we'll see the winds aloft kind of take a trip like this over the next 7 days. That's going to bottle up the warmest temperatures in the west, but the high pressure ridge will not be as strong. The satellite imagery this morning shows basically the leftovers right here of yesterday's shower and thunderstorm activity. Thunderstorms continuing up there in Minnesota. The water vapor really tells the story. Although we've got a big area of high pressure over the west and will all week, here's the water vapor. So you can see there's moisture available. And this is kind of trapped. It's not going to move out really quickly. So with this moisture in place, all you need is strong daytime heating, which we're going to get, and you're going to get these thunderstorms. Now, at least initially, there's nothing really to organize the thunderstorms. That's why they seem haphazard. One day you get wet, next day or two you see them off in the distance. But they're going to be there. The precipitable water really shows it getting deeper. Anywhere you see a lighter shade of green, you're over 100% precipitable water for the date, and the blue and the darker green shows where the water is a little bit more abundant. It doesn't mean if you're in green or blue, you're going to get rain, but you're in the area where thunderstorms are going to want to form. So this is today, and this is by Saturday. So we told you that this moisture is going to be around all week, and it's going to be today, Saturday, and into the upcoming weekend. So if you're doing anything outdoors, keep in mind your lightning safety rules, as the afternoon thunderstorm pattern is going to be very active across the west going forward. Let's just step you through the week. This is where the thunderstorms are going to be. This is the prediction of lightning intensity by the late afternoon and early evening hours for the work week. So from today through Friday, let's step through where they're going to be. This is today, and the risk of severe weather is slight risk for the Panhandle, Nebraska, northeast Colorado, and eastern Wyoming. So with better moisture now, some of these thunderstorms will be more productive with rain, but they also could be severe. So here's the outlook for tomorrow. The severe outlook for tomorrow is shifting a little bit more out into the plains of eastern Colorado and western Kansas. But you can see the general coverage, the light green, goes onto the other side of the divide and stays there as well. So this is going to be Wednesday. Notice they look about the same every day. This is Thursday. Thursday the activity picks up, and this is for Friday. So the thunderstorms are going to be around both sides of the divide and even into parts of the desert southwest. By the end of the week and into the start of the weekend, I told you about the pattern kind of going like this. The high pressure ridge gets back to the west a bit, back into Nevada, with winds aloft coming in from the north-northwest into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. So it is going to be cooler relative to average here, warmer than average west of the divide. In between, you're going to be having a little bit of both. And we'll have to watch this because during the weekend and early next week, if we have these frontal systems come through, that might lead to a little bit of upslope east of the divide, which will enhance the thunderstorm coverage east of the divide next week, something to keep an eye on. Tropical activity has gone quiet all of a sudden. Nothing over the next 2 days expected over the Gulf, the Caribbean, or the Atlantic. The Eastern Pacific finally has a little disturbance here, although at the moment it's not expected to turn up too much. So after the hurricane over the last week, nothing going on here over the next several days, but we'll keep an eye on the tropics for you. Have yourself a very good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.